Hello, my little sushi rolls. So sushi here, and welcome back to my channel. I owe you guys an explanation. I know this is a gaming channel, but I explained on my Facebook there was a couple different posts. So the first post was, I think, probably about 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago, that I was going to make videos, but I was going to have my webcam, and I would explain later. And then I made another post that I was actually going to put out a game, and things were good to go and everything was great. And then after that, I kind of went MIA. I did not post games. My channel's been pretty dead, which I don't normally do. If something happens, I mean, I do have times where something will pop up, like for example the Cry of Fear thing. Like, there were times where I did the videos, but for some reason OBS wasn't picking up on the video, and I didn't realize until I went to edit it, or a complete part was missing, so I had to go back and play it again, or whatever. Like, it's technology. I have an old computer, and accidents happen like that. It's not a perfect science. Or, I would just update you guys like, hey, I'm going to put the video out tomorrow instead of tonight because I have school-related stuff, or I have this related stuff. It was just... There was always follow-up on why something didn't get done, and this time it just didn't get done. And it was like static silence for a while. So, since I have such a tight-knit little community of supporters, and because a lot of you know me on a personal level, and even those of you that don't, like, I feel like, letting viewers into your personal life a little bit, especially when it's such a big thing that I'm about to talk about, is important. So, with that being said, if anybody doesn't want to listen to me on my soapbox about mental health stuff, or if you think that I'm just going to be complaining, or trying to get attention, or whining about stuff, that's fine. I completely understand. As I said, you guys come here for the games. You're not expecting a blog about major depression. So you guys can go. I will post a video of gameplay hopefully tomorrow. No promises. I'm back in school. Yay! But I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to do better. So if you guys take away anything from this point backwards, from the beginning of the video, like if you guys aren't going to watch from here, just know that I'm going to be doing better for my channel from here on out. Even if it's not posting videos every week because I get stuck with something from school because it's a really busy, time, I will definitely at least let you guys know what's happening. So, with that being said, I'm going to jump right into this. I have played this video in my head a million times on what I want to talk about and how I was going to talk about it, and nothing really works, so I'm going to wing it. I don't know how long this video is going to be. But, as I said, many of you guys probably realize that I kind of went MIA, which isn't normal. I usually give you guys updates on why I go MIA. And this was right after I made a post about not having a webcam on for my gameplay. No, my webcam was not broken. And yes, I did tell you guys that I was going to explain, so I might as well explain the whole thing all together on why the MIA happened and the webcam wasn't going to be used. Because I owe you guys that. So, anybody that has known me since I was younger, which is quite a few of you, knows that I have some mental health issues. To name most of them, I have had a major eating disorder, which still sits in the back of my mind, but is relatively controlled, obviously, body-wise. And I've learned to kind of rein that in. Body dysmorphic disorder, which goes with the eating disorder, which if the eating disorder is under control, the body dysmorphic disorder is on the quieter side, like it's dealable. I have major depressive disorder, severe major depressive disorder, and severe generalized anxiety. So this means I can get anxious literally about anything at any time. There's certain things that do trigger it, worse than others. But usually, I can sit there and not be anxious for a couple days and then all of a sudden have a major anxiety. I don't want to say attack because they're not really attacks. They're like episodes where I hone in on something and I get anxious about it until, like, something comes of it. So that I'll explain that later, how that ties into everything. So the past few weeks I've been doing night shifts, and I feel like that's probably been a lot of my mental decline. So let's start off with, after Christmas I started feeling kind of blah. Just about my weight, about my body, about school coming up, about pretty much everything. Everything that you could feel kind of crappy about, I was starting to feel crappy about, but I was like, alright, maybe it's just the weather, because I have seasonal affective disorder, and maybe it's just, you know, all the sweets and treats and the excitement and just coming down from all of that. So I kind of decided I was going to write it out. Usually I talk to people when it gets to a certain extent, or I journal, and that helps a little bit. For some reason, the past couple weeks, I did neither of those things. So me coming forward on this is really, really tough, because nobody up to this point has really known my feelings about anything. So we'll start off with the webcam thing. So one day I just woke up and I looked in the mirror and I hated everything. And when I say everything, I mean I sat there and I have like this medicine cabinet mirror that I can get like this close to. And I decided that my breakout was too bad. I was getting too old, because I have like these little tiny wrinkles around my eyes, you know, like most people do. You know, my hair wasn't good enough. Like, nothing was good enough. Like, when I tell you guys that I picked out every single thing I could find on why I shouldn't do a video with a webcam, I found every single reason. So this kind of became, for a few days, a habit before I was going to do a video, because I do them like 2 days a week and then I release them the day after I do them. So it was like 2 days up to that video point of me making the video, and then the video day passed, the video never got made, and then it happened again, and that was like the first week that like no videos were really put out. And then the second week I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to even have a webcam. It'll be fine. Well, by like the middle of the first week, I was so tired from probably night shift and from the depression that even when I had days off, I didn't feel like doing anything. I would stay in my pajamas for the full entire day, go upstairs, shower, and get right back into pajamas again. I was doing bare minimum. I was playing with my kids and stuff, but I was playing from the couch. The thought of turning on my computer was exhausting to me. Going anywhere was exhausting to me. Like, the whole idea of doing anything was exhausting to me. And as I said, this was like by the middle of like the first week in January. And the less I did, the crappier I felt about myself, because I was like, okay, I have all these things I need to do, and I really want to work. Like, that's the thing. I wanted to do videos. I wanted to do the dishes. I wanted to do laundry. I wanted to get pretty. I wanted to, you know, but no amount of doing any of that stuff was going to make me feel better either. It was just like the thought of doing it was exhausting. Getting off the couch was exhausting. So when people tell you that they are tired and you know that they have depression, like, they are probably exhausted. And I know that if I'd gotten up and went to the gym like I had originally planned, I would have felt better. If I had put some music on and decided to clean the house and start with one end of it and just work my way through over a couple days, I probably would have felt better. Like, you know these things, but that doesn't help. Like, it just doesn't sometimes. And had I talked to somebody about how I was feeling, maybe, like, Kevin's really good about, you know, letting me feel how I feel, and then kind of being like, okay, we're gonna go do this, and kind of pulling me out to do things. But I didn't talk to him about it. So I just blamed it on the night shifts. And then when nobody was around, I would just cry. And it was a really horrible thing, because a lot of times I didn't really know why I was crying. Like, I had a really bad start to 2020, but it didn't even have anything to do with anything with that. It was just, like, especially again, it goes back to the body dysmorphic disorder. Getting to the shower was like mental torture, because I would just sit there and pick out everything that was wrong with me and why I wasn't worthy enough to get on a webcam and do what I wanted to do with you guys. I wasn't worthy enough to play video games and edit things and do things that I enjoy doing. And I think that's part of the problem with depression, is not only are you tired, but you don't feel like you deserve to go do those things that you know are going to make you feel better. Sorry, I knew I was going to get a little emotional. But, so I was just sleeping a lot. I felt like I had no self-worth. Like, why get on the webcam for people to have to see this? And I'm not expecting people to be like, oh, you're beautiful. Like, that makes me uncomfortable, honestly, because that's not how I feel about myself, and I don't try to get that kind of attention from people intentionally. But I know everybody that says it is, saying it all in good faith and good morals and to make me feel better. But I just want to let you guys know that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not really even looking for anything from you guys. As I said, this is more of an apology, more of me letting you guys know what's going on in my life. But yeah, so that was only the first week. By the second week, I wouldn't even look in the mirror. Like, I didn't want to look in the mirror, and trying to do something as simple as getting dressed. Like, I know I said I wore pajamas most of the time, but it got to the point where just thinking about getting dressed, like, I felt like nothing's going to fit. Nothing's going to look right. I'm fat. I'm disgusting. Like, what's the sense? What's the sense of doing that? What's the sense of getting dressed? What's the sense of walking out my front door and making people associate with me? So that was kind of when I was like, all right, well, I need to put something out on my channel. And I fully planned on it. When the day came for me to make it, I sat at my computer and I was like, I'm too tired. I'm going back to bed. And that's what I did. And I felt so ashamed of feeling that way and letting people on my channel down and letting myself down that I didn't offer an explanation. I didn't allow you guys to see what was going on, and I knew that I didn't want to lie about it, because at that point I don't think I could have come up with anything other than, hey, not feeling well, and I didn't feel like that was even valid at that point. Like, yeah, I wasn't feeling well mentally, I wasn't feeling well, which made me feel really crappy physically. So I got tired, and I got up from my chair and I went and laid down. And at that point, I wasn't going to be on webcam, so I was in my pajamas, and I had not done anything that whole entire day, and this was at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I remember thinking, this is something I enjoy doing, and I can't even do it. I don't feel like it's worth me doing it at this point. And then around that same time, all of a sudden, emails started coming in from school. I started school on Tuesday. So the emails started flooding in with a lot of information. And I can remember being up one night, just sitting there, like, rocking, trying to focus on TV. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. But the anxiety just had me to the point where I just was like this. And I started imagining every single scenario possible of what could go wrong with school, me forgetting something, me failing, what will happen if I don't graduate in May, oh my god, I can't deal with this, what happens after May, what if I do graduate, what if I don't know what I'm doing, what if I accidentally kill somebody, what if I don't get enough orientation, what if somebody tells me to do something that I know that I can't do and I can't stick up to them, what if? And it was like this for like 3 days straight. And it wouldn't just stay at night. It was in the back of my head. And then with that anxiety, the eating disorder stuff came through, which is why the body dysmorphic stuff was so strong, such as, you know, me looking at my face forever, like picking out the flaws on why I couldn't be on webcam or go outside or why I didn't deserve to wear clothing. And it got to the point where I was either barely eating at all, which I mean, a couple days of that isn't going to be hurtful. It's when you kind of fall down the rabbit hole. But then to make up for that, I would binge eat. And then when I would binge eat, my whole self-worth was on whatever I binge ate. So then I binge ate and I felt disgusting. And it turned into this whole cycle that I've been in before. And I was just mentally, for the past 2 weeks, a mess. And I don't think anybody knew besides me, because I don't like feeling like I'm weak. I don't like sitting here and telling people, you know, hey, you know, my depression's really bad again, because some people don't respond to that, and some people are just like, great, now what? Like, now she wants to be taken care of, or, you know, some people judge you on it because mental illness is not a real thing for them. So it's hard to know who you can say something to and say, I need help. And it's hard on your psyche to say, maybe I can't do this by myself. Maybe I need to bring somebody in. Maybe I just need to talk about it. Maybe I just need to let somebody know, because it's such a personal thing, and trying to explain your feelings when you're like that is just so hard. Like, I can sit here and tell you guys that I felt hopeless and sad and self-degrading, but a lot of people would just be like, okay, well, go exercise out in the sun for a little while and you'll be fine. And it's not that easy. And for somebody like me, I'm supposed to be medicated with several different medications, and because I don't have health insurance, I don't have the option to have the medications that I'm supposed to have. And with school starting and the holidays ending and the way that my 2020 started, I think it just got to be too much. And it's so funny because the downhill spiral into all of this was simply because, I mean, other than the night shifts and feeling a little bit before, you know, New Year's that I was kind of like bleh, was my face broke out. My face broke out, and for some reason that just clicked something in my head. I was like, I can't do YouTube. I can't do anything. And then the night shifts came and everything just kind of fell apart. So this has been almost a 20-minute video at this point, and I'm sorry for that. But as I said, I wanted to explain to you guys what's going on. Like I promised that I would. What I'm going to say is, now that I'm back in school, as overwhelmed as I am, I'm excited now, along with the anxiety. So it's a positive driving force. It's not keeping me up at night. And I met with my preceptor, and she's absolutely wonderful. And that helped me a lot with my clinical experience, know that it's going to be okay. Like, if I don't feel confident doing something, I can ask for help, which I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to do. And I was concerned about schedules. My schedule is perfectly fine. I can still make my YouTube videos, which is nice, because I thought with the way that everything was, you know, coming at me, that I was going to have to just be like, hey, you know, hiatus for a couple months, peace out. But I don't have to do that. Not right now anyways. If things get a little bit too much, I will let you guys know and I'll figure it out. But so school started. I feel a lot better about that. I'm dressed. I did my makeup today. It was early today. It's now like, I don't know, almost 11 o'clock. So it's probably not perfect. And I'm here talking to you guys, which is a big step. I don't know how many of you guys are still watching right now. If you are, thank you so much. You don't know how much that means to me. I'm sorry that I got a little bit emotional. And I'm still getting emotional. But just know that if any of you guys ever feel like this, you can reach out to me, especially since my fan base is so small. I have 73 of you subscribed to me, and then I have 170 almost people on Facebook on my So Sushi fan page. If you guys need to reach out to me, reach out to me. I might not respond right away, but I will respond, and there is somebody to listen to you, because feeling like this by yourself is not a good feeling. And asking for help to people that you don't know if they understand or not can make anxiety even worse. And then not being able to ask for help makes you sometimes feel like a failure, because it's like it's not that hard, but it is. It is hard to ask for help. So if you or anybody you know suffers with depression, please ask for help from people that love you. If they really, truly love you, they will try to guide you. They will try to be understanding. They will try to help you. And if you don't have that support, as I said, you guys can always get a hold of me. Please let me know. And if any of you guys are ever thinking about hurting yourself, please contact somebody. 911. There's a lot of suicide hotlines out there. And the reason I mention this is because even though I'm not at that place, I have been before. I have suicide attempts under my belt for, mental health experience, unfortunately. And I know what it's like to be in that place, and you need to get yourself the help that you deserve, because everybody deserves to be happy and healthy and feel good about themselves and not feel hopeless like that. And I understand that feeling. So again, if you guys ever need to reach out to me, please feel free to do so. In positive feedback land, I guess, I have games planned. I'm going to finish up Among the Sleep, and then I'm going to do a sad, from what I heard, it's like a sad little story game. That's only like an hour and a half long, I do believe. But again, it's me playing it, so it's probably going to be like 2.5, 3 hours, if not 5. But it's called That Dragon Cancer, so I'm going to go between that and Among the Sleep. Among the Sleep should be out hopefully Friday. I can do something with it, because I don't have school and I'm working overnights Thursday nights, so once I wake up and I feel human again, I can, just record for you guys, and maybe I can get back in the flow of this and get over this hump, and I'm finally on the upswing of this, I hope. And again, I apologize for keeping you guys out and not letting you guys know what was going on. And I promise to be more open with my viewers and supporters in the future. So, anyways, if you guys have made it up to this 23 minutes and 44 seconds, thank you so much. And I will see you on my next gameplay. Good night, you guys.